Alright, so today guys, we're gonna be doing a sit down video talking about my culture shocks from moving from Mississippi here to Miami. A while back, one of you guys, commented saying, Ty, what was your culture shocks from moving from a small town to a big city like Miami? Explain that, explain your first day, all of that. So today, that's what we're gonna do. I think it'll be really interesting because a lot of guys do wanna move here. I know a lot of you guys wanna move here. And while this video is going on, I have Chick-fil-A actively coming my way. So if anytime I just walk away from the camera, that's because the guy brought my food and I'm starving. So I'm not walking away just because I'm bored. But let's get into it. So first off, I want to explain what culture shocks mean, because if you're watching this, you should already know what it means. But just for that few select, like the 1% that don't know what it means, culture shock basically means, I have the definition right here, the feeling of disorientation experienced by someone who is suddenly subjected to an unfamiliar culture, way of life, or set of attitudes. So, like I said in the beginning of the video, I moved from Mississippi, which is a small town. It's not a lot of things there. It's not a lot of up-to-date, tall buildings, not a lot of people. I think the entire state has a population of 2 or 3 million people. Miami has, I think, 60 million. So, where I lived, it was probably like maybe 100,000, 200,000 people. And that sounds like a lot of people, but it's really not. Like, I think here in Miami is probably, I don't know, 1 million people in just this little city versus 100,000, and that's a big difference. So that should give you a basis of where I'm coming from. Literally, it's been like 7 months since I moved, I believe. But from what I remember, literally every day felt the same. Like I would wake up, go outside, probably see the same exact neighbor, the same people, meet the same people in the gym, go to the same exact spots to eat. Very bland, very basic. When you wake up, you kind of expect it. You kind of already knew what you were gonna do that day and for that week. So I moved to Miami at 20 years old because, I just got tired of the bland life. I don't know, I guess at a young age, I just realized that you only have one life to live. Why waste that one life? There's people that's seen different cultures, countries, fucking civilizations, all of that, and you think I'm gonna waste my life? And no offense to the people that want to do that. If you want to do that, that's cool for you, but for me, it just wasn't for me. But you think I'm gonna waste my life not experiencing any of that? No, I had to get out. So I left, my small town in Mississippi, moved to Miami at 20. It was dramatically, completely different. I would say the biggest culture shock I had was the fast pacedness of the city. So if you're from a small town and you're not living in a big city like LA, New York, or Japan or something like that, or I don't know, a big city, people here in Miami, bro, move fast. And what I mean by that is they don't even have time to stop and think about what they're doing. People are always going from here to there. They're not really taking in what they're currently doing. Go, 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 go. Because let's say I'm going to the grocery store. When I get in there, it's like 50, not 50, that's exaggerating, but it's like 10 people behind me ready to go, and they probably have to get to their jobs. They're late for a conference, so I don't have time to talk to the clerk or talk to my fellow human being because they're ready to go. Some people behind me would probably be upset because they're ready to go, and it's just like everybody's in their own lane, just going from here to there, not really talking to each other. And that was the first thing I realized moving here, because back where I'm from, you kind of knew everybody. You knew all your neighbors, all your friends. You knew their friends, and you knew their family. It was kind of all like a community. I probably meet 100 people a day, new people. That's people that I've never seen every day. I would say the second biggest culture shock for me was the different types of people, races, ethnicities in that genre. So where I'm from, there's only 2, maybe 3 types of people: white people, black people, and Latinos or Latinas or Mexicans or whatever, Hispanic. That's it. Moving here, it's majority of Latinos, but it's people from all over the world. You got Filipinos, you got people coming from Mexico, you got Hispanics coming, you got people from Brazil, I think, South America, Latin America. They got people from all over the world, people that's German, all type of races, all different type of accents. That was the most craziest thing to me when I first got here. Now I'm used to it. I've been here for 7 months. It's kind of like, okay, accent, whatever. When I first got here, hearing someone talk in like a British accent was so crazy to me. Or this one dude, he was Australian. He came to me. I was like, I've only seen that on TV, like the Nat Geo, when they go out playing with the animals. I don't know the dude's name. What's his name? Bear Grylls, I think. Like the Australian accent. I've only heard that on TV. Hearing it in real life is so bizarre to me. But it's so common here because people come from all over the world. It's like this. I think this is the most international city in America. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on it, but I'm like 80% sure. This is gonna sound so naive to me, but I really only thought there was only like 2 types of people in the world. I mean, I knew there was other races. So like, I'm not stupid, but if you don't interact with them or you never see them from like literally ages 0 to 20, I didn't see many other races but white and black. It was kind of hard to picture, like, contextualize other races and that they actually exist. Like, you see them on TV, but it's kind of like a fantasy because you don't really see them. It's only on TV. Another big culture shock was moving here showed me how big the world actually is. Because, like I said, where I'm from, it's not that many type of people. But coming here, you realize that the world is so massive because people live everywhere. You know, one dude, he was telling me that he lived in South America, I think, and he just traveled here. And he came from, I think, off a plane or a boat. One of them, I forget. And you know, he just got here, and I was just thinking, like, yo, he lived in a completely different country than me. What? But then where I'm from, literally everybody grows up and dies in that state. Not even in that country, in that state, bro. Now imagine going from that to going to a city where people are coming from all different types of part of the world. Not even just that state or that city, but the world. But that was so wild to me. Like, it just shows you how big the world actually is. And if you're coming here, bro, don't be bigoted, don't be fucking racist, don't be that guy, like, because there's so many different types of people. Like, people from Mississippi, I don't think they could live here because, I'm not gonna lie to you, a lot of them are racist. Like, looking back on it, I was so naive to it because I just lived there. I thought that was normal. But moving here, people treat me with so much more respect because they're not indoctrinated. Like, if I go back now, I would see it so clearly how people would treat me and the way they would talk to me. I would see it, but back then I just didn't know. And I guess this is another another culture shock, is that I'm treated different. Like, back there, as a black man in Mississippi, bro, look up Jim Crow, go to school, February, Black History Month, bro, all that is still there technically, like, a little bit. And like, I just didn't even know. I've heard people tell me that if you leave Mississippi and then come back, or you think back Mississippi, you'll see how racist it is. But when I was living there, I didn't really understand until I had to get out myself. Like, people that's still there, I don't know how they do it. Like, my family, I don't know how they still live there. Like, bro, you're not cherished there. You're not loved. No one cares. Like, it's not good because Mississippi is still that Jim Crow, that that type of stuff. And I had to get out of that. I'm glad I got out of that, and I'm living here now because now I see it clearly. That shit sucks. Alright, so I would say another big culture shock that I went through was the amount of noise this city can make. So if you go back and watch some of my older videos, not older videos, but my previous videos, when I record outside, like this apartment, because right now I have the window closed and it's soundproof or whatever, but when I record outside, bro, at all times there's someone laughing, there's music playing, there's a train, there's a plane, there's a car blowing a horn, there's some kind of noise, a dog barking at somebody. The noise is actually ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie to you. Alright, so another thing that I found out that I wasn't really aware of, the homelessness situation. So where I'm from, it's not really many homeless people because the amount that you need to live is not that high. I think like rent is like what, $600-$700 at the most, I believe. Here it can go up to $2,000, $3,000. If you really want something good, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, and a lot of people just can't afford that. Jobs or the wages aren't matching the amount rent costs. So a lot of people are just out of the job market or can't get a job because there's so many people, and they go homeless. And seeing people being homeless and the way they act, and it's just like they're not. I'm not trying to sound mean, but it's like they're not people. Like it's like they're animals. Not even in a mean way. It's just the way they act is not civil. Like we act, you talk, hello, my name is Ty, blah, blah, blah. You act civil, but it's like they're completely from the world. Like they don't care. It's like they walk just dirty. They come in, just no regard for like social cues. It's so bizarre. And I feel for them because, they're still human at the end of the day. They're just like me. I could literally be in that situation with them, I could be that. So I can't be mad at them or hate them. I hate when people get like upset at homeless people. Like, yo, they're your fellow human being. Like, treat them with some kind of respect. I get that, you work hard, you have a job, and they don't have a job. But at the end of the day, it's like they're still human. That's my Chick-fil-A. Yeah, I'll come down. Chick-fil-A. I love Chick-fil-A. I love my Chick-fil-A. Woo! Chick-fil-A. So lastly, I would say my last culture shock from moving from a small town to a big city like Miami is that people generally don't care for you. They don't even have time to like say or respect their fellow human, you know? It's, you get used to it. It's like, okay, you know, I'm just one of literally a million. I'm one of a million. And I can't get upset for someone not really taking time out of the day to say hey, because, you know, they have something to do. I have things to do myself. And you get used to it, you know? Once you move here, it's like, okay. And I'm not saying if you get hurt or something, of course somebody will come in and stuff. Literally yesterday I had this incident. This dude came in and we can't cut his sandwich because of cross-contamination. So he was very upset and he was literally arguing. He was like, it's actually worse than I'm explaining, but he was he was ready to fight the entire staff. Like he was banging on the table, he was yelling at customers, and one dude actually, you know, thankfully, he came up, he was, you know, he pushed back like, yo, you shouldn't talk to them like that. And then he was like, yo, mind your fucking business. Who are you talking to? And he was like, yo, you're not talking to me like that. You don't know who I am. And then like the dude, he was upset. He started banging on the table and like he was trying to fight. And he was like, yo, give me a knife right now or it's gonna be a problem. And the dude like, yo, got up, like, yo, you gotta get out right now. And that kind of calmed it down because when another dude stepped in, he was like, okay, this is a lot happening. It was me, the other guy, and then the customer trying to, you know, resolve it. So he was like, you know what, forget it. He left, ate a sandwich because he wanted a refund. We can't give it to him without, he has a contact. It was a lot, but he was very upset. And thankfully, this dude actually hopped in. He didn't have to. He was back there, minding his own business. I say all to say that, you know, there are some people that will help you in times of peril and if they really need. But for the most part, if like you get a flat or you lost your shoe or something, people for the most part aren't gonna help you. They're gonna just look at you and keep it going because they're just so busy, and that's just what it is. But you know, my food is here, so I think this is gonna be the end of the video, guys. If you haven't already, if you got this far, that means you enjoyed this content. If you did enjoy this content, make sure you subscribe. Oh, and I want to say one last thing. So right now, should I leave? No, actually, I'm not gonna say it yet. I'm gonna leave for another video. But I will say, no, I won't say it. No, I won't say it when I say it. Sorry, that was kind of anticlimactic. I'm sorry. But that's pretty much it. Love you guys so much. See you guys in the next one. Goodbye. Que pasa? Don't know what that means. Love you guys.